everyone. Thanks for being with us for a CBS 8 Plus extended forecast. I'm Evan Nurani, and it is finally cooler across San Diego County. That heat wave that affected us for the majority of last week into the start of this week is now coming to a close, and temperatures across our county are looking a lot more similar to average, to normal, what we would expect. 74 along the coastline, 82 across our inland valleys, and 83 for the mountains. Deserts are still looking at triple-digit heat at 101, much cooler than the 115s we had at the peak of this heat wave. Now, here's the thing. We have slid by about 20 to, in some cases, closer to 30 degrees from our highest point. Just 48 hours ago, our coastline was in the 90s. Our inland valleys were in the triple digits. But we are not necessarily seeing just all fine and dandy conditions. We have a couple things to keep you aware of. First thing that I want to mention that could throw a little bit of a damper in any plans is the air quality alert that's in effect. Across our inland valleys toward the mountains, air quality alert is because of wildfire smoke in our area. It's in effect through 8 p.m. on Thursday. 8 a.m. on Thursday, I should say. And what this applies to is that wildfire smoke that is originating across Southern California and drifting across a good portion of just the western U.S., Nevada, Arizona, up through, all parts of you can go all the way as far north as Idaho and Montana, and you've got some of that wildfire smoke. Now, I want to zoom in specifically on San Diego because we have that air quality alert in effect. From Palomar Mountain through about Borrego, that's where our forecast models project the majority of that smoke. But countywide, we have the opportunity to see that air quality drop from moderate, where it has been for the last several hours, down to unhealthy for some groups. There's the opportunity that a couple spots, especially north of us, could see unhealthy for all groups. We're going to have to just keep monitoring that to see how that plays out. The emphasis is that if you have asthma, for example, and you were planning a run for today or a long walk, maybe choose to postpone that until we see an improvement in air quality. These are just general suggestions. Again, you don't have to heed all of our warnings, but it's something good to know going into the rest of your day today. And by 8 a.m. tomorrow, we should see that expire. There's always the opportunity for the National Weather Service to extend it. Another small bump in the road here is the increase in cloud cover. So for many of the last several mornings, we've watched as a lot of sunshine has prevailed through the morning stretch. That's not going to be the case today and for most of the mornings to come. We'll have that marine layer surge back on shore, cloud cover in the AM stretch, and then by mid-morning we see more and more sunshine. That's going to take place between about 10 and 11 a.m., continuing through the afternoon. It helps to stop a lot of that morning heating that we would typically see. So mid-70s for this afternoon along our coastline in San Diego, as opposed to the mid-90s of yesterday, as opposed to the mid-80s of yesterday, 90s of the day prior. Escondido is going for 82 this afternoon. Ramona, 87. Vista broke some records over the course of Sunday and Monday, now down to 77 degrees. So countywide, we're enjoying this much cooler stretch of weather. You can finally spend some time outside and enjoy it, the more mild conditions. The question that everyone has been wondering is whether or not these cooler temperatures are going to stick around or whether this is symptomatic of just a very brief period of time. Right now, all of these models project that through at least the middle of next week, meaning a full 7 days, maybe even 10 days out, we are looking at cooler than normal conditions, if not near normal. 77 or so is normal, and it looks like we'll be just a hair below normal through Sunday, and then drop to 5 degrees cooler than normal by Monday and Tuesday. Marine layer is going to be back with us, and that's why we have the cloud just in front of the sun, because generally what we'll be looking at is cloud cover in the early morning stretch and then sunshine by the afternoon. Across our inland valleys, 82 on average, 81 by tomorrow, sticking with the low 80s and then dropping into the upper 70s for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So almost all of us see even cooler temperatures by the time we get into the beginning of next week. That goes for our mountains and deserts too. What a dramatic slide in temperatures, where the mountains were moving through the 90s for many, many days, and now have 60s on the horizon by Monday of next week. Our deserts are likely to leave the triple digits behind at least for 5 days, although this could be symptomatic of a more long-term cool down as we go from 101 down to the 90s and then down to the 80s by Monday. Monday is absolutely the standout coolest day of the next 7, but it doesn't necessarily seem like we'll stay there. We'll probably head back to about the normal range beyond it. But again, there's no indication right now in our 8-10 day models that we have any dramatic climb in temperatures that'll greet us again by the middle or later portion of next week. So this does seem to put us back to a more typical weather pattern for us. Remember, the sun is still out there. So lather up the sunscreen. That UV exposure does not change. It's still very, very high out there. So it's going to be helpful along the coastline, despite the cooler temperatures and the morning clouds, to lather up and keep yourself protected. This 7-day forecast and all of our latest models are on CBS8.com/weather. You can also download the CBS 8 app and get the latest on what to expect throughout the rest of your week and get those alerts straight to your phone. Have a good day.